Welcome to another episode of the Limitless Mindset Podcast. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am absolutely excited to have you guys here. And I hope that today's message resonates with some of you guys because this is something that I think is really important. And this is something that I think holds so many people back. So my goal today is to drop a little bit of help for you guys, some tips, some things that I use to get over some of this stuff that helps me get past these new levels, these barriers that I get stuck at, and helps me break through them. And so again, guys, hopefully today this is helpful for some of you guys. So what I want to talk about today is negative self-talk. This is one of these things that we all have inside, right? This is the thing where holds you guys back from chasing down something because you guys have a fear of what other people may think of you. Maybe you negatively talk to yourself and tell yourself you're not qualified. Maybe it's something where you guys are pushing for a big goal and you're just telling yourself it's unrealistic. It's something that you cannot achieve, right? These are all forms of negative self-talk, guys. So I want to talk about this today because I think it's absolutely critical to not only catch what negative things you guys are saying to yourselves, but figure out ways to move past this and really start to stack these wins day by day, like you guys have heard me talk about. So, here's the thing. You guys are never going to hit a level of peak performance. You guys are going to never hit a level of success or break through these barriers or want to take these high levels of risk or even break out of your guys' comfort zone if you guys keep allowing negative self-talk to hold you guys back, right? You guys also won't perform at your highest peak frequency. And you guys have heard me talk about this before, where you guys get in like a flow state. You guys get in a state of just constant flow where you guys are basically getting your work done every day. You guys are going out. You guys are nailing it. You guys are staying super creative in what it is you guys do. It's really hard to stay and operate in a high frequency zone to be as productive as possible when you guys are constantly having a mental battle inside your head with negative self-talk. We've all had it. We all have it. I deal with it all the time. But one of the key things for me was learning how to identify the negative self-talk things that I tell myself, right? The most important conversation that you guys can ever have is the conversation that you guys have with yourself. If every day you guys are telling yourselves that you're not good enough, that you're not qualified enough, that you guys can't do this, eventually, guys, you're going to talk yourself into staying stagnant. You guys are going to talk yourself into not wanting to grow. You guys are literally going to talk yourself out of, and it's not even going to be anybody external. It's going to be you in your own mind talking you out of going after the things that you guys want to do. I could sit down right now and ask all of you guys, hey, what's your goals? What's your dreams? And most of you guys would probably be able to tell me, well, my goal would be this. And oftentimes what I would find is when I dig a little deeper with people and I ask these questions, well, what's holding you back? What's stopping you? What it really comes down to is the negative self-talk that they tell themselves. It's a fear that they have that other people are going to place a judgment on them or other people are going to feel that they're not qualified, even though nobody has ever told them that they're not qualified or, they don't want to hear them. It's just the things that we tell ourselves in our head that we believe others may think about us that truly are what's holding us back right now. You guys will, like I said, never be able to operate at a high frequency if you yourself are telling yourself you're not qualified to work on something. You're not deserving of something, right? And again, if you guys don't feel good about yourselves, you guys aren't going to operate at a really high frequency as well too. So where this all really starts with is you guys need to start identifying every time you guys catch yourself saying something negative. And this is going to take a shit ton of work, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This is hard because we are our own worst critics. We are the ones that when we look ourselves in the mirror every day, have the toughest conversation, and ultimately we can be the most cruel to ourselves, right? We are the ones that say some of the meanest things to ourselves in our heads and tell us that we can't do things. We're the ones that, basically break us down. We're the ones that look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm not really happy with that. Your looks, your appearance, it doesn't matter what it is. Oftentimes we find that we are the ones that have the toughest conversations with ourselves. Now, there's two outcomes that can come out of this, guys. I'm not going to say that, self-evaluation and having these tough conversations are not a good thing because truth be told, guys, this is something that is fuel to my fire, but I had to really learn how to take this and turn it into fuel instead of turning into water, right? Because these negative things can be water on your guys' fire and really put out that ambition and really put out that drive that you guys might have out there. If you don't know how to properly process this and use it to your guys' advantage, I now like to use a lot of this negative self-talk to myself, and it's actually fuel for my fire and it's what propels me. But as you guys can see, it's just a simple shift in the mindset and how you guys look at these things and what you do with this that can make the biggest impact and difference for you. Really what it comes down to, guys, is it's really hard to make a massive change. I'm not saying one day you're going to wake up and have this all figured out and it's going to be super easy and all of a sudden you're going to be massively successful because you learned how to manage your negative self-talk in your head. I'm not saying that at all. This is going to take a lot of work. Truth be told, this is going to be one of the hardest conversations that you guys are going to have with yourself on a day-to-day basis, because this is the one that you guys have to break a really hard habit. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 37 right now, rolling up on 38, and I've got a lot of years of negative self-talk. I still have it, even at some level of success. I still have a long way to go. Still, some days wake up and have this negative self-talk with myself, and I don't know a single goddamn successful person in my circle that also doesn't have some form of negative self-talk. However, we have all found ways to get over this eventually and work our way through it and figure out how to catch us when it's happening, right? How to catch this negative self-talk when I'm giving it to myself, or, when I start getting in my own head about this stuff, and how to turn that around and put that into positive action that's going to yield very positive outcome, high producing results. So what this comes down to, guys, is you guys really need to start eliminating these small things, right? First things first is when you start having some of this negative self-talk, I would question right away when you start trying to talk yourself out of things, when you start saying these things to yourself, these mean things in your head, I would question the validity behind that, right? Is this something that somebody has actually told you, or is this something that you guys are making up in your head? I'm going to start with one that is something that we can all relate to and something that you guys can start with that would make a massive impact for yourself. Because like I said, you guys aren't going to be able to operate at a high peak level if you guys don't feel good about yourself. So let's break it down and start with the fitness side of things. A lot of people first thing in the morning wake up, look themselves in the mirror, and they're not that happy with their physical image. Not everybody, but a majority of people. How are you going to get up and feel super confident about yourself every day if you're not happy with your image, right? No matter what anybody says, we all want to be fit. We all want to be in good shape. We all want to be healthy. We all want to feel good inside. We don't want to be tired by 11 o'clock in the morning. We don't want to have a shit diet. We don't want to look like we're 20, 30, 40, 100 pounds overweight, right? We all wish we were shredded and jacked with the six-pack abs and, feeling good about ourselves and looking in the mirror and being damn proud of the body that we built. I mean, here's the thing, guys. If you guys put it into perspective, this is the vessel that you guys have been given to live your guys' life, right? You can't look yourself in the mirror and take care of yourself, take care of the body that you guys have been given, right? And you guys can't be proud of what you guys see in the mirror. What makes you think throughout the rest of the day you're going to have a high confidence and a high self-esteem for anything else that you guys do? I use this as example because this is one of the most basic, easy things to really start with when it comes to negative self-talk, because this is an area that a lot of people first thing in the morning or first thing in the day start negative self-talking, right? You go to put those clothes on, you're like, oh man, these things are a little tight on me, I'm getting out of shape, and oh man, I drank a whole bunch last night and I feel like shit the next day, or oh man, I know I probably shouldn't be eating all this pizza and ice cream and friggin' donuts and burgers for lunch and things like that, and I don't want to be overweight, but I can't, you guys get it, right? You guys get these examples coming on. I'm going to share some with you guys. For me, that was like a game changer was in my early 20s, I got in the habit. I got a desk job. I used to work construction. I swear I could eat anything and I'd be absolutely just shredded. I couldn't put on a damn pound if I tried. I was super lean. I could eat whatever the hell I wanted. And then I ended up getting a sedentary desk job. You guys all know it. Some of you guys may be able to relate to that, where you had a really active job in your early 20s or early teens, and maybe you're in high school and then you got a sedentary desk job. Stress piled on, life caught up to you guys, and all of a sudden you put on a ton of weight. That was me, guys. I put on a crap ton of weight. I was sitting heavy. I'm 6'5" right now, so I already have a big frame, but I was touching almost 270, 280 pounds in my early 20s, and I wasn't happy with what I looked like. I woke up every day feeling like shit. I'd look in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw first thing in the morning. I woke up having bad indigestion, just sluggish, tired all the time. Again, guys, just confidence was like at an all-time low. So I made a decision, and I didn't make this massive change, but I started stacking these small decisions one by one, right? I said, okay, decision number one, I'm going to stop drinking soda. This thing's loaded full of sugar and shit. I've already got some diabetes in my family. I probably shouldn't be eating this much. So I cut out all soda. Immediately, just like that, I dropped 20 pounds. Now, I'm going to tell you guys it was easy. No, that's a habit I developed, truth be told, over my damn life, guys. I've been drinking soda since I was a kid, It just didn't catch up with me until my mid-20s when I finally slowed down and got a desk job and wasn't as active as I could, and those pounds definitely packed on. So I gave up soda right away. Then I gave up drinking milk, right? And so after that, guys, all I started drinking was nothing but water. And then step two is I promised myself I was going to go to the gym every day. Even if it was for 10 minutes, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm going to go to the gym and just work out and start lifting weights. And then before you knew it, guys, I ended up dropping a crap ton of weight, got down sitting where I sit now at about 205 to 210 pounds, and there's still definitely room for improvement. I'm still working on it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I still have a little bit of a sloppy diet here and there. I have a sweet tooth. I love my Reese's peanut butter cups. I love some tacos here and there, but I ultimately work out to stay in good shape. And I look a lot better than I did in my early 20s now. And I feel a lot more confident than I did. And guess what, guys, especially in a sales position that I'm in where it's a people business face by face, when I go to meet people, when I'm up on stage, doing some speaking to people, guys, my confidence is a whole lot higher now because I'm in a lot better shape than I was in my early 20s. I couldn't stand to see who I was in the mirror. And that translated into who I am today, which is why I work out a lot. I feel good. My body has a lot more longevity in it. I wake up first thing in the morning. You guys see me. I get my runs in the first thing in the morning now. I get my workout done. Guys, and it has just been a massively impacting, life-changing event for me, just making that one simple decision. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm going to make a change. So I would invite you guys, for those of you guys right now, if you're looking for a way to just quickly start this, if you're like, where can I apply this? What can I do in my life right now? For those of you guys that maybe aren't happy with the way you look in the mirror, for example, make a decision, guys. I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to go start working out. You guys need to start removing these things that give you negative self-talk, because guess what happens, guys? Let's say you guys say, okay, I want to stop smoking, right? Maybe that's an example for you guys. And you wake up every day and you're like, God, I know I don't need to smoke. I know this stuff's killing me inside. I don't like smelling like smoke when I go meet with people and people see me. I don't like my house smelling like smoke, but I just have to smoke, right? But you guys still have that negative self-talk in your head because you know it's not something you're supposed to be doing. So again, guys, you go throughout your whole day and you're like, man, I don't feel my best. It's just I'm stuck in this really shitty habit. You guys have to make that decision, right? Okay, guy, I'm going to quit. I'm going to give this up, right? Now you eliminate that purpose. Same thing if you guys are eating like shit. I'm not going to drink soda anymore. I'm going to go to this gym and start working out. I'm not going to eat any more fried foods. I'm going to get on an actual tailored diet that has special macronutrients lined up, and I'm going to get myself in good shape, and I'm going to drop 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds over the next year. Tell me what your guys' self-talk would be when you wake up in the morning and you start to love what you guys see in the mirror, right? You're taking that negative self-talk and you're turning that into a positive self-talk. Now, let's translate that into business, guys. Let's say you feel like you're not qualified. And I see this so much because a lot of people I know that have a massive amount of talent inside of them have a really hard time getting out there and seeing true success because they're holding themselves back, right? We just did a really cool thing at our brokerage meeting last week where I started having some of my agents get up on stage and speak in front of people. How I came to this was I put something up in the group chat and I said, talk to me about one of your guys' biggest fears. What's one of the things you guys feel like you're not qualified with? Public speaking had come up, and I think that that's something that holds a lot of people back. I know for me, it did for a long time. I was fucking terrified of it, even though I'm great with people. One-on-one, put me in a room. Social media, put me in a room. But you throw me up on a stage where I'm giving a big presentation to 50, 60, 70 people, it used to friggin' terrify me. I mean, I'd be at my house rehearsing what I was going to say for 3 or 4 days because I was absolutely, terrified of it. And I had this negative self-talk, right? You're not qualified. You don't know what you're doing. Why would you do this? These people are going to think you're an idiot. Boom, boom, boom. And I had to catch myself. And I said, well, wait a minute. What do my successes show, right? What's my track record? My track record is I am successful in what I do. My track record is I have proven how to be successful in this business model. My track record shows that I have won in this industry, in this field, and I've made it into the top 1% of real estate agents in the state of Arizona. So obviously I do have something to offer, and obviously something that I have to say can help somebody out there. So every time I started having this negative self-talk in my head, you're not qualified, you can't do it, what are you thinking? I would immediately replace that with, well, actually, the results show this, the data shows this, I do this, and eventually you start catching this, guys. And then I started having to practice a little bit more. And then I forced myself to get out there and start doing speaking events. And before you know it, guys, it got really easy. Now my negative self-talk is gone. I don't get on stage and get super nervous anymore. I don't get on stage and fear like, oh, what if not everybody loves my message? I don't give a shit. I know that there's people out there that do value what I have to say, or maybe they're in a position in their career where something that I can share with them is going to help them get to the next level. And that's what it's all about. Maybe you guys are in a position in your job where you just kind of fear, taking that potential push to take a management or a leadership position because you feel like you're not a good manager. You feel like you're not a good leader, right? Which may be true. Maybe you guys don't have all the skill sets needed to get to that position just yet. Keyword just yet, right? But what if your results show otherwise? What if you guys have been a very successful employee within that company, within that organization? organization. You guys have been reliable. You guys have been timely. You guys have made the company a lot of money, and you've made them become very profitable. You've saved them a lot of money in other areas. You definitely have something to share. That's where you catch yourself, guys, and you stop having this negative self-talk in your head and you start replacing it with positive self-talk, right? Again, guys, you guys are never going to operate at the highest frequency possible if you guys are having these negative conversations in your guys' heads every day. You guys have to stop telling yourselves you guys aren't qualified. You guys have to stop looking in the mirror every morning and telling yourself you're not happy with who you are, right? Think about it. Again, guys, you imagine waking up, and you guys are probably doing this right now, a handful of you guys, and constantly telling yourselves what you guys can't do. I'm not qualified. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to do this. I don't look good enough. All these things, guys. Start taking these things and making changes one by one. Start changing these things, right? And some of these are going to take a shit ton of work. Case in point, the physical side of things that we talked about. Nobody is going to tell me they love being obese. Nobody is going to tell me they love being out of shape. Nobody is going to tell me they love being tired by 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon because their energy levels are at an all-time low because they're feeding themselves shit. I know because I was there. And if I were to tell you I was extremely happy with who I was, very comfortable, love the way I look, I would be lying to you guys the same way that you're probably lying to yourself right now if you even try to convince yourself otherwise, right? So that would be my advice, guys. Get out there, start recognizing this negative self-talk you guys have with yourself and start replacing that with positive thoughts, right? And if there's things that you don't like I said, maybe you're not educated in a certain area and you feel like that's why you're not qualified. Every time you have that negative thought creep into mind, hey, I don't know, I'm not educated enough, take that opportunity to go get educated. Take that opportunity to go learn something real quick. Every time you guys look in the mirror and you say, man, I don't like what I see, take that opportunity to go outside and do a 30-minute walk real fast. Take that opportunity to get off the couch, put the bag of potato chips down, put the bowl of ice cream down, go outside, go take a walk, go to the gym, right? Replace that can of soda with a glass of water, right? Every time you guys feel like smoking a cigarette, go do something healthy, do a different activity that's going to change pace of that, right? Before you know it, every time you guys start having these negative thoughts, you have to give yourself a reason to have a positive thought on the other side of that. Guys, this is what I talk about when I say stack your wins every day. You're not going to magically transform your life in one single day, right? I'm not saying you're going to be this person and tomorrow you're a whole brand new qualified person on the other end of it, but it has to start somewhere, and it has to start with these small day-to-day habits and these small day-to-day wins that you guys are having out there. I promise you guys it's not that hard once you guys make a commitment. But that's the key word. You guys have to make a commitment, and you guys have to make a promise to yourself, and you guys have to follow through with the things that you guys are promising yourselves. You can't just tell yourself you guys want this. You can't keep lying to yourself and telling you guys you're content, because as human beings, being content is just a level of going backwards. You're either progressing or you're either regressing. There's no point in one's life where they're staying exactly the same. They've reached this peak of like, okay, I'm happy. I don't need any more. I don't need any less. I'm good. It doesn't work that way, guys. You're either continuing to climb and grow, whether that means mentally, spiritually, financially, or you guys are going the other way, right? You guys are losing money. You guys are staying stagnant. You guys are mentally falling off. You're not being as sharp as you guys good. Spiritually, you guys aren't feeling good with yourselves, right, guys? So you guys constantly have to be working for the state of progression. And the easiest way to do that is to start noticing these conversations. Whenever you start hearing that little voice in your head, start telling yourself you're not happy. Again, with these things, guys, make a choice to make a new change. And it starts with one thing, and then two things, and then three things. And I promise you guys, over the course of a year, every day when you catch yourself saying something negative about yourself and you do something to actively change that one thing and turning into a positive, you guys will feel and be in a completely different position in your guys' life in 1 year. And that's how change starts, guys. It turns into 1 year to 2 years to 3 years. And that right there, guys, is the true definition of life. You guys are constantly evolving and changing for the better. So you're finding these weaknesses in yourself that you don't like about yourself, these negative things you tell yourself every day, and you're turning those into positive affirmations every day through action. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys. This is just something that I work on myself every day. And I wanted to share that with you guys because a lot of people overcomplicate this process and think it's something magical or it's something completely impossible. And it's not. It just takes a little bit of work, and it takes a little bit of self-evaluation and a little bit of self-reflection that can make the biggest impact and biggest difference in your guys' lives. So as always, guys, I hope you guys go out there. You have an amazing week. I hope you guys win today. I hope you guys win this week. Let's get out there, guys. Let's crush it.